Inter Miami were able to tie against Nashville 2-2. Nashville were able to score the first 2 goals, but then came Messi and Suarez yet again. Sergio Busquets came out with an assist. Luis Suarez also came out with an assist. We thought that Nashville were going to come away from this game with a win, but they didn't. Nashville were not enough to stop the infamous Messi and Suarez duo. We're barely beginning this season, and so far, Messi and Suarez with Inter Miami have a total of 3 goals and 4 assists for Suarez, and then 4 goals and 1 assist for Lionel Messi. These 2 players are like literally a cheat code for Inter Miami. All they have to do, and the only thing that Tata Martino has left, is to figure out their defensive problem, because like I have said, Inter Miami are going to be allowing so many goals. Defensively, they're not one of the best. Inter Miami is a team that just says, if you score 2 against us, we'll score 3. If you score 3 against us, we'll score 4. In my honest opinion, I do find this a little unsustainable. I think that eventually it's going to catch up to them. Eventually, one team is going to be able to lock in Messi and Suarez in a really good way, and that's going to leave Inter Miami in complete chaos. And so I do think that eventually Tata Martino has to really figure out how they're going to be having their defensive approach moving forward, because this cannot continue to go on. Allowing so many goals is only going to take you so far. But tonight it was enough, because Inter Miami were away, Nashville were at home, and so if they wanted to score and win this game, it should have been tonight. And Nashville again could not stop Messi and Suarez, and now they're gonna have to go into the second leg and they have to pray and win by more than 2 goals, because if it ends 1-1 or if it ends 0-0, Nashville will be out, because in the Concacaf tournament there is this away goal rule, meaning that whoever does have the most away goals, if it does end up in a tie, goes through the next round. And Inter Miami right now, they have the most away goals, and so Nashville cannot afford to go into Inter Miami's home and tie 1-1 or 0-0. They have to make it with more than a 2-goal margin. Now, if Nashville and Inter Miami go into the second leg and it ends up being 2-2 again or 3-3, they're gonna have to go through extra time and potentially maybe even penalties. But I strongly believe, looking at the type of momentum that the Martino's team is building right now, they're gonna get the job done. Yes, I do expect Nashville to score a couple of goals, but Inter Miami will only score more. Now, I want to also give credit to Nashville for what they did, because I think that one of the best players, if not the best player tonight, has been Schaffelberg. I don't know if I'm butchering that name, but I do think that out of all players, all 22, Schaffelberg was better than Messi, and also was better than Luis Suarez. He was the one that scored 2 goals for Nashville, and he was everywhere trying to combine with all of his teammates on the pitch. Yes, do I believe that Messi had more playmaking to do compared to Schaffelberg? Yes, of course. But I think that if you look at this player and how he carried Nashville to try and tie Inter Miami, that is amazing, and you have to give him that credit. So for today's match, I will give him the man of the match award, and then comes Messi, and then comes Luis Suarez. Now, one of the things that I really do want to talk about is this whole thing that Tata Martino likes to do, which is the 3-5-2 formation. I understand why he would place Griezmann as a right wing back, because he brings a lot of great attacking qualities into the final third. But the thing is that every time Inter Miami lose the ball, when they have the ball and they have a 3-5-2 formation and going on the build-up and they accidentally lose it, they're so exposed. And that is how Nashville were able to score the first goal, because if you see here, if you see when Schaffelberg received the ball, Griezmann was just too high up. He left so much space behind him, and that is why no one was marking that attacker from Nashville to score the 1-0. They scored in the 3rd minute, and so immediately we saw the problem that Tata Martino was going to have. If we move on to the second goal, the same thing does happen. I felt like if Griezmann was only positioned just a little bit lower when they were trying to defend Nashville and they had the ball, that shot could have been blocked. But they gave Schaffelberg all the time in the world to score the goal, and that is why he was able to score a golazo, right? He was able to score from outside the box, put it into the top right corner, and Callender had no chance on blocking that shot. It was amazing, and I highly respect that, because he really wanted to give a response and claim his name in the stadium while having Messi and Suarez on the field. Now, here's the thing. The moment Nashville had a 2-0 lead, Nashville, all they wanted to do was defend, and I understand that, right? Because we're talking about one of the best defensive teams in the league right now, and Inter Miami were able to have like the majority of the ball. It's the reason why they had a total of 70% of the possession throughout the whole course of this game, is because Nashville were willing to sit back, and every time they had the ball and they took the ball away from Inter Miami, they went on to the counter. But their main priority was to defend the 2-0 lead, and Inter Miami were like, okay, fine. If Nashville wanted to defend against us for the next 60 to 65 minutes, that's all right. We'll try and figure something out, and that is why we saw that the whole game was about Messi and Suarez. Could those two players actually bring Inter Miami forward and tie the game, or maybe even win the game? And so it was crazy, because Nashville in the second half had only 111 passes. Inter Miami had 200 285, more than double the amount of passes than Nashville. And so that was the game. It was all about whether Busquets, Messi, and Suarez could do something. And I felt like one of the things that Inter Miami were really missing was Jordi Alba. I think that Noah Allen did an okay job. He was solid, but he still has a lot to learn. I did say in the pre-match preview that Noah Allen should be given that chance, and these type of games is for him to grow. I knew that he was going to be making some mistakes, maybe misplay some passes, maybe not see Messi make that run into the box and distribute the cross. Like, I knew that he was going to do that, but man, let me tell you, in this match when we knew that we were on a 2-0 deficit, many of us were begging for Noah Allen to at least make one complete cross, because I believe that Noah Allen only had one complete cross out of the 4 that he was trying to make. And even Messi was like, dude, like, all you had to do was just look up and look for me, because I was positioning myself inside the box in the best way possible, but Noah Allen still couldn't find the player. And so it eventually led towards Messi and Suarez just saying, hey, look, the only chance that we have right now if we want to like get something out of this game is between us two. And so that is what we saw. On the 51st minute, Luis Suarez received the ball. He saw Messi right outside the box. Messi received the ball, shot it into the top left corner, and then there you go. It was 2-1. And we're like, oh my God, I think that Inter Miami can actually come back. And it was an amazing goal. Again, Messi always scores goals like this. He makes it so easy for Inter Miami. It's like, just pass it to me and I'll try and figure something out. But the game was on. Right before the second goal of Inter Miami, we did see like Messi have like some sort of like injury on his left leg. It was like a little scare. It wasn't something too serious, but at that time when we saw the defender try to bend Messi's left leg, we're like, there's no way Messi can get injured right now, not this early. And he was like really panicking. Like, he was like having his hands on his face. There was like some medical assistants on the field trying to like spray something on his left leg, and we're like, no, there's no way. Like, is this serious? Is this the end of Messi for the next 2 or 3 months? But then he was able to like shrug it off, walk it off. As always, I don't know if you guys have been following Messi over the past like 10 to 15 years, but usually like when someone tries to tackle his left leg, most of the time it looks like really dangerous and it looks really bad. But most of the time, like 99% of the time, he's able to like shrug it off. I don't know if that's like superhuman strength, but there you have it, right? We had that little scare. He was okay. Messi was able to respond. He had a couple of fights with one of the players of Nashville. One of them was Godoy. Godoy was trying to punk Messi. Messi was like, hey, don't do that. Don't like point at me like that. They were having a few exchange of words, and I'm like, okay, we all know exactly what's going to happen. When we have Messi that tense and that angry, something is going to happen. And so in the dying last minutes of the match, on the 95th minute, Luis Suarez was able to score a golazo and level the game 2-2. We saw Messi try to penetrate around the box. Sergio Busquets eventually ended up receiving the ball on the right flank. Like, if he was a right winger, he crosses the ball into the box, and Luis Suarez just heads the ball easily into the net, and then there you have it. We have a second leg. One of the other players that I do want to shout out is Federico Redondo, one of the players that just signed for Inter Miami about 3 days ago. He was able to have his start in the team, and he was doing amazing. He was the main player to help Sergio Busquets to receive the ball and gain the ball as fast as possible. He provided the energy, the flair, and as you can see in the average position of the players, Federico was very close to Sergio Busquets, because Sergio Busquets was either the one to receive the ball and pass it to him as an open player, or Federico wins the ball and finds Sergio Busquets and passes it to him. Like, they always try to help each other, and that is why they were very close to one another. But he had a great debut. He had 1 clearance, 2 tackles, and only dribbled past 1 time. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.